I've seen doorknobs with more range of emotion.
Hey, what's up my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Figma Attack on Titan Levi. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front here, not a whole lot to look at. You have the Attack on Titan logo, Figma 213, Levi Funimation. On this side of the box, we have Levi. On the other side of the box, we have Levi. On the top of the box, we have Levi. On the bottom, we have Levi. On the back of the box, we have Levi, 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 Levi. Warning! And that's basically it for the packaging. And moving right along here, we have Levi, a character who definitely, he had to grow on me. In the beginning, I didn't really care too much for him, but as the series went on, he did kind of grow on me. And I originally wasn't even planning on buying this figure, but then I was like, you know what, I gotta get Levi. I had to. I was getting close here, so we can take a look at that head sculpt. Very nicely done head sculpt, and that face right there is, that's Levi. Just that kind of stoic face there, just that face of indifference and or annoyance, which was pretty much Levi's constant state of being on the series. Only in those 2 episodes that show his backstory, that's the only time you ever see him show any real emotion. Other than that, this is pretty much the face he always has at any given moment, really. But yeah, that's Levi, but as usual, a very nicely done head sculpt. The paintwork is just wonderful. And he's got his little frilly collar going on there. Of course, he has his jackets with the wings of freedom emblazoned on it and on the back as well. Like with all these figures, the jacket is a nice, soft, bendy material. And going down the shirt, got some nice details. It's the same uniform they all wear, so a lot of stuff here we're going to see, but still worth showing off because lovely detail, lovely paintwork throughout the figure. And I think it's worth showing off again. Even the boots have the treads molded in, which is very nice. On the back here, you got some silver details back here for the ODM gear, the wings of freedom again, and yeah. Now, articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint. You get some wiggly, waggly, wiggly, waggly. You can look up, you can look down. Again, you get the side-to-side movements. Full 360-degree rotation. Arms can do a full 360, can go in and out. You do have rotation at the top of the shoulder right here. You have a nice, deep elbow bend right there, as well as some rotation. You want to be careful with that, but you do get rotation there as well. The wrists, you have wrist rotation as well as that hinge right in there, so depending on how you have that oriented, you can have those hands going in any direction you want. You have that upper torso there on a ball joint. You got some good wiggly waggly movement as well as an ab crunch. You do have waist rotation. Legs can go forward, that far, back, that far, outward, that far, this piece. Just like the jacket is that very soft rubbery material there, so it'll get out of the way for you. You do have thigh rotation, although sometimes you can pop his leg off because that thigh rotation is actually pretty stiff, but you do have thigh rotation there. You have a nice deep knee bend on the feet. Can move up, they can move down, you can get some tiltage, and you have a toe joint right there. So, as with all these figures, quite poseable. So you got that going on. So let's run through all of the accessories. Of course, you get the standard Figma base right here. This says Figma. And yeah, you have the armature here, which can rotate at the base. You have a hinge here, hinge here, hinge here, and this piece as well does have some rotation to it. And you just take this and plug it into the port in his back to hold him nice and secure-like. And now that we have him on the base, let's bring in our other characters here. We'll bring in Mikasa. We'll bring in Armin. And we'll bring in Eren Yeager. And if you have a problem with the way I'm pronouncing their names, then please accept my deepest, sincerest, most heartfelt, oh well. I'm pronouncing their names the way they say it on the Japanese version. You can pronounce the names however you please. That's the way I'm saying their names. But anyway, they do look nice together. Nice set of figures, in my opinion. So there you go. Come here, admin. Alrighty. So you got that going on. And of course, he does have his omnidirectional mobility gear, which again is very nicely painted. Got some nice details going on there. Again, very well done. Very well done. It looks good. The amount of detail is just really nice. The paintwork just looks wonderful. So yeah. And of course you can take this and equip it on Levi. You just plug this right here into the small of his back, like so. Take the zipline launchers here, and those just plug into the sides of the belt, like that. And then you take the holsters and gas canisters here. They just plug into the sides of his hips, like so. And these are on ball joints, so you can wiggle them around, angle them up, angle them down, do what you want with them. And these pieces right here, you can take and plug them into the slots right in here in his jacket, which can be a little hard to do because they're quite small. There we go. Sometimes it fights me, sometimes it doesn't. Just depends on what kind of mood it's in. There we go. So yeah, there he is with his ODM gear all equipped, like so. So you got that going on. Of course, he does also include the swords here, the big old box cutters. Which again, just like all the others, just very nicely painted, nicely detailed. So you got those. I'll just leave those there for now. You get to the cape, or poncho, whatever you want to call it, done in green, with the wings of freedom there on the back. A little silver there. And again, you can just take this and pop this on him. You just have to decapitate him here and just drop this down. And again, be careful with this because this can damage the paint on the back of the figure here. So be gentle with it. Be as gentle as you can with it. And pop his head back on. Boop, like so. And you do get this this piece right here, this plug that will hold this in place like that if you wish, or if you don't want to use that, you just use a stand and that will go through both pieces right there. Again, be very careful with this because this can scratch up the paint on the back of the figure. So if you want to preserve your wings of freedom, you might not want to use this, or maybe find something to put in between, maybe like a little one of those thin pieces of plastic that is packed with the figure. Maybe take that and put it in between the two so it doesn't scratch it up. Maybe that's something you can do. I don't know, but yeah, just be careful with this if you want to preserve the paint here on the back. So let's pop his head back on here. There we go. Decapitated Levi is just disturbing. A Titan bit his head off. Oh no! Funny thing is, these videos make it look like he's being reviewed by a Titan, like, anyway. So, yeah, that's. You also get the rack of hands here, which you get 2 splayed open hands, 2 holding things hands, 2 sword holding hands, and 2 just kind of relaxed open hands right there. And you do also get an extra pair of hands for Levi. These are extra sword holding hands, and these are so he can hold the swords in a reverse grip. So I'm actually going to use these right now. So we're just going to pop these off and pop the hands on, and the hands do swap out fairly easily. Okay. Sometimes they want to fight you a little bit, but most of the time they are pretty easy to get them popped off and popped on. Just needs a little TLC sometimes, a little tender love and care. So what you do here is you take the swords and you put them in this way, and now his ring finger and his pinky are going to go on the triggers like that. So that's very cool and very Levi. And of course these hands you can take and plug onto any of the other figures. They all have the same connections if you want to. So you can have that going on, and then you can take these bits right here, and these will just plug into the swords, since these are what control the ODM gear. So you just plug those in like that. And you got that going on. So you got Levi there with the reverse grip there on the swords, which is pretty cool. I like that. So you have that going on. You also get the two zip lines here. And just like with all the others, you can see those tips, little spikes there done in a nice gunmetal gray. And those just plug in right there. Just plug it in, plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. Like that. So you got that going on. And you do have some effects parts here for the zipline launchers as well. And these just clip in right over those pieces right there. Go over the zip lines themselves to make it look like they're being fired, which is pretty cool. Oops, as I drop it, like a little butterfinger dodo brain. It's okay. That's my natural state. Levi's natural state is indifference and annoyance, and mine is just being a butterfinger dodo brain. That's my natural state. If you didn't already know, which I'm sure you do. There you go. So you got those effects parts on there, so you can do that. Yes, I have to do that every video, every single one. But you got that going on. You do also get the little jet of smoke effect part here for the ODM gear. And you just want to pop off this little cap right here. It can be a little hard to get off sometimes. It's a very small piece. Come on, there you go. So you just want to pop that piece off. And then that will just plug in right there to complete the look of zipping around. And you can use the base for this. Levi. Stand, Levi. Come on, Levi. Okay, fine. Just lean there, Levi. Just lean there. Anyway, you want to remove this bit right here from the stand, which is quite snug on mine. Come on. And this will plug in to the back of the smoke, which again is quite snug on mine. There we go. And of course, you have to get everything just kind of balanced properly there. But you can have Levi suspended in the air, zipping around. Of course, you can get him in a much better pose than this. But I'm just kind of giving you the gist of how it all works here. I'm not going to waste time trying to actually pose him, but you get the gist of it there. You do also get the optional hooks here with the length of string, which you can take and plug in there and actually have the figure hanging off of stuff in your house if you want to, which I think is a pretty cool display option there. And you can remove the hooks and replace them with these posts right here to use with their other bases, so you can actually have it like plugged into a wall there if you wish. So you have that. You do also get some extra string for those hooks, which is always appreciated, and an extra wrist peg here in case you should break one of the ones on the figure. You got a backup, which again, always appreciated when they include spare parts. And of course, if you plan on throwing the box away, they do give you an official Figma Ziploc bag here to store all of your accessories, which is, again, very much appreciated. And the last accessories you get are the optional faces. So to swap the faces, you just want to remove the front of his scalp here. Just get in there. Get a fingernail in there. This one is actually a lot harder to get out than on the other figures. There we go. Pull off his scalp there. Pull off his face. Sorry, so it just disturbs me a little bit. And we'll replace it with this face right here, which is Levi with his eyes just downcast there. So, not much of a change there. And the other optional face you get is, come on, a very, I am going to kill this Titan so hard face. Just, there you go. That's a Titan slaying face right there. That's the Anyway. Go. Anywho. Let's just put his regular face back on. Because this is really how we know Levi. Let's be real here. This is how we know him. Just stoic, expressionless. You know why? Because he's Levi. And that's all he needs to be. But, you have that. And that is it for Levi. Another very cool figure from a show I absolutely loved it. But yeah, very nicely done figure. Now, as I said in the previous reviews, be aware that there are knockoffs of these figures going around, so do your research and make sure you know what you're buying. But anyway, that is it for Levi. Now, I picked this guy up from eBay, but you can also get Attack on Titan toys from BigBadToyStore.com. I'll put a link to their site in the description down below. You can also check out my Attack on Titan playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Figma Attack on Titan Levi, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, bomb in your face. Oh, Levi, sir! What do you want? I just wanted to say that it's an honor to be serving with you, and you're one of my main inspirations for wanting to join the Scouts. Well, that and a Titan killed my mother, so you know I want to kill them all. But you are a great inspiration as well, sir. What's it gonna take for you to leave me alone? Well, can I get a picture with you? Fine, let's get it over with. Yeah, worst day of my life.